Please welcome Brian Coffin, Elizabeth Beretta, and Josh Lally.
Hi, I'm Brian Coffin, Senior Manager for Account Health Support. I've been with Amazon for nearly 7 years, helping sellers avoid enforcement and working on all things account health related. I'm here today with Liz Beretta and Josh Lally.
Hi, I'm Josh Lally. I'm the AHS Manager for Seller Experience and Insights. I've been with Amazon for 2.5 years, and it's my job to make sure that you guys have an amazing experience when you call Account Health Support.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Beretta, and I am with Account Health Support as well, where I've been for the last 2.5 years. I support our policy process management team.
Amazon enables you to reach hundreds of millions of customers, so the products you offer for sale in Amazon stores must comply with your seller agreement, including Amazon policies that are responsible for all applicable laws and regulations. These policies and performance requirements exist to ensure a fair and trustworthy buyer and seller experience for everybody. In Account Health, our goal is to equip you with the information you need to keep your accounts and listings healthy so you can stay focused on growing your business and delivering awesome customer experiences. We're passionate about helping sellers like you, and we have a team of highly trained professionals available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide support when you need it. I'll tell you about more on how to reach my team at the end of this presentation. But first, we'll start with a quick refresh of the Account Health Rating, or as we like to call it, AHR. We're going to dive into the 5 policies and offer tips and suggestions to maximize your uptime and minimize disruptions. Whether you've been selling on Amazon stores for years or you're brand new to selling, we've got a great session lined up for you today. So let's kick it off with this familiar site, the Account Health page. We built this page to be a source of truth for your account's performance and policy adherence, highlighting important metrics and policy compliance information on one convenient page. Last year, to help visualize your account health, we rolled out the Account Health Rating and have continued to expand this feature worldwide. Joining me on stage are Elizabeth Beretta, Josh Lally, who are going to take you through the AHR and some of the policies that comprise the rating of your account health page.
Last year, we introduced the new Account Health Rating, including the addition of the numerical score. With this rating, you are able to see where your account health sits on a scale between 0 to 1,000, with 3 classifications: healthy, at risk, and unhealthy. In terms of how the AHR works, all new sellers start with a score of 200. Green is the designated color for a healthy account. If you have an AHR score of 200 or higher, your AHR is green and your account is not at risk of deactivation due to the policies that are incorporated under AHR. Scores above 200 reflect your account health based on policy adherence and selling activities over the last 180 days. It's a moving window. Your AHR will increase as you successfully fulfill orders, and your account score may decrease upon detection of any new violations of policies associated with AHR. An at-risk account health rating is displayed as yellow. If you have an AHR score between 100 and 199, your account is at risk of deactivation, and you should address any violations outstanding on the account health page to improve your AHR and avoid deactivation. In many circumstances, an at-risk status does not result in an imminent deactivation unless you continue to incur violations that pull your score down below 99. To avoid that deactivation risk, you should prioritize any violations and remediate them to return your points and your accounts to a healthy status. Lastly, an unhealthy account status is displayed in red. If your AHR is 99 or lower, your account is either eligible for deactivation or may have already been deactivated. So please note that if it is deactivated, you'll see a banner at the top of your account health page that alerts you and provides you with next steps to address those policy violations. Checking the account health page often and addressing violations as soon as they arise is a great practice to keep your account in that healthy status and avoid ever seeing an unhealthy status, especially if you've addressed the root cause and to prevent any recurrences from happening. That said, the most important thing to remember about your AHR score is that it will recover when you successfully address the violations associated with them.
We know that sometimes addressing violations on your account can be time-consuming. You need prioritization. With AHR, we also rolled out a feature that displays the degree to which individual violation you incur and how it impacts your account health. This helps you prioritize highest impacts to your account. Violations are categorized into 4 severities: low, medium, high, and critical. When determining the severity for any given violation, we consider various factors, including the degree to which the violation negatively impacts the customer experience, as well as any applicable laws and legislation associated with it. For example, critical violations immediately qualify your account for deactivation, whereas a lower severity issue are more often mistakes that can happen in the normal course of doing business. While violations can have varying impacts on your account health, we encourage you to address them as soon as possible to prevent any negative impacts to your account health. Let's dive into the performance metrics. On your account health page, you have customer service and shipping performance metrics. Customer service performance is comprised of your order defect rate, which is a key measure of your ability to provide a good customer experience. It's all orders with a defect, defined through negative feedback, A to Z claims, and chargeback claims, and it shows as a percentage of total orders given a 60-day time period. On the right-hand side, we have shipping performance. It's exactly as it sounds. It's a quick view of your shipping performance metrics if you're fulfilling your own orders and not using FBA. These consist of late shipment rate, or all orders with a shipment confirmation comprised after the expected shipment date. Cancellation rate and all seller canceled orders as a percentage of total orders is how it's calculated. The other is valid tracking rate, which are all packages with a valid tracking number.
So for the tips to maintain great shipping performance, start off at the top. Ensure that you have adequate inventory. Enter the inventory that you are able to immediately fulfill with the resources that you have on hand in your business. If you have a stock of 50 items, one buyer could buy all 50, or 50 buyers could surge simultaneously. Review your inventory and ask yourself, could you ship this entire quantity on time? Consider packaging, consider labeling, all of the things that go into shipping those products to the customers. Next, you should review your shipping and handling times. By default, products will have 2 days of handling time from the date and time the order was placed. This is a controllable variable. You can manually set the amount of time that you require to ship a product, and you can adjust that time product by product. For example, shipping a couch might require much more handling time than shipping a wristwatch. Next, you should manage your calendar effectively. Be aware of holiday seasons and busy times throughout the year. Also, staffing shortages or other issues that could affect your ability to deliver products. But ensure that your business can meet the shipping demands of order surges. Also, be aware of weekends or other interruptions, because your offers are available to customers 24/7, so make sure your business is ready. Finally, take a pause if you need it. There's a feature on Seller Central called Vacation Mode. You can enable that mode if you need to take a pause. You don't actually have to be on vacation to use Vacation Mode. It's a great tool to pause in times of unforeseen circumstances.
Now let's talk about policy compliance. Whether you sell in the US store or one of the other stores around the world, Amazon policies maintain stores that are safe for buyers and fair for sellers. Violations of policies can result in content or listing disruption or account deactivation. As we emphasized throughout today's session, you should address any violations as soon as possible. We want to help you avoid these altogether. Let's start at the top, intellectual property, or IP. IP violations are issues with listings that violate the intellectual property rights of brands. These mainly come through copyrights and trademarks. Copyrights are legal protections for original works of authorship. Trademarks are legal protections for a word, symbol, design, or combination that a company uses to identify their goods and services.
IP violations can happen anytime, but one illustrative example happens close to big sporting events. Think about things like the Super Bowl or the World Cup. This can happen when you, in all the excitement, put the logo of your favorite sports team onto a product, like a phone case. But in all that excitement, you forgot to get the rights to the content, which gets you in trouble with the organization that owns those copyrights and trademarks. This is one such way that IP violations can happen. So you should always get invoices, letters of authorization, or explicit permission from the rights owners, and verification that you're licensed and permitted to use their content. Better yet, create your own content. Don't copy it. This image is a perfect example to illustrate my next point. I didn't create this image, but it conveys exactly what I need in a more memorable way than text on a slide would by itself. So we obtained the rights to this photo for this presentation. So if it's not yours, find out who does own the content that you want to use. Somebody created it. And while some content might be fair use, you need to be sure before you use it. Image searches are great ways to find images, but people own that content. So get consent for images or copyrighted content that you don't have the right to use or that are not covered by fair use. Our advice is based on conversations we've had with sellers over the years, but it's not legal advice. So when in doubt, check with legal counsel.
Next up are product authenticity and condition issues. These can include counterfeits, damaged items, and products that don't match descriptions or have not been verified as authentic. Key considerations are how you source your products, how you list them, and how you store and ship them. For sourcing, if you sell branded products on Amazon, ensure that you source the products from a reliable supplier. This means doing your research and getting to know your supplier. Reduce the risk of complaints by researching the manufacturers, resellers, and suppliers from whom you purchase goods. Verify authenticity. Perform regular quality checks on the products you source from them. And finally, keep all records and keep all documents and those records of transactions. These can be POs, invoices, as it will help you maintain your business. For listings, it might sound obvious, but make sure you're accurately listing and that it matches what the customer will receive. You can do this by listing correctly. When you're offering a branded product that already is listed, make sure you list it under the corresponding ASIN. If your product is generic, don't list the product under a branded ASIN. Offering a product on an ASIN communicates to customers that you are offering that specific item with those specific characteristics. Words matter. When selling generic products that are compatible with a branded product, make sure that's clear in the description. For example, there's a difference between an Amazon branded FireCube charger cable and a cable that's compatible with the FireCube. Be specific and describe your products accurately. Clearly state if your products are new or used. List them under the appropriate category. Provide detailed and accurate information about the product you are selling. This includes paying special attention to descriptions, photos, and items that are pictured near or around the product in those photos. And last but not least, storage and shipping considerations. Store your products properly according to their unique features. Thoughtfully storing your products will help you preserve the integrity of your products and their packaging. Some goods need to be preserved in a particular manner to maintain freshness. Remember also to check the expiration date on your products and consider weather and temperature. Pack for their journey. Pack products carefully to include all parts of the product. Buyers expect to receive products in their original packaging. If you purchased your inventory in bulk and the items are unpackaged, inform customers of this. Also keep in mind when you list your product by including images that specify what's included in the package. And finally, consider the destination. If you're sourcing from around the world and shipping globally, make sure that your products will properly function in the country you're selling them in. No one wants to buy an awesome product, get it, and then realize they need an adapter, or even worse, they need to return it because the voltage or something else was incompatible.
So this brings us to food and product safety. We require you to offer safe products. You are responsible for ensuring that your products are safe and compliant with all applicable laws, regulations, standards, and Amazon policies. You must have all applicable safety and compliance documentation for the products that you list. In order to do so, keep the following in mind. Know the policies. Research local and international regulations in addition to Amazon policy for the stores where you sell your products. Also, remember that it is not a set it and forget it situation. Governments and regulatory bodies can revise requirements all the time, and we're required to follow the law. So stay on top of coming regulation changes or set news alerts for your products or selling categories to stay ahead of the laws when they do change. Next, you should consider food safety. This topic is near and dear to me because prior to joining Amazon, I ran restaurants in China. When I first moved there in the early 2000s, food safety was a much different landscape. I had to set extremely stringent requirements and guidelines to train my staff thoroughly to ensure that they never accepted delivery of unsafe product. I could go on about food safety, probably even teach a course, but to keep things flowing, I'll remind you to consider time, temperature, and contamination. Finally, and we're going to say this a lot, but keep records. We keep coming back to this, but you should retain any safety and compliance documents, including certifications and test results. So I'll continue right into restricted products. This is very similar to food and product safety. The sale of illegal, unsafe, or other restricted products is strictly prohibited. To repeat from before, you are responsible for ensuring that your products are safe and compliant with all applicable laws, regulations, standards, as well as Amazon policy. And like food and product safety, policies and laws change over time. They're also different region by region or country by country. So for some tips for restricted product policies, first, review those policies and stay on top of changes. Making sure that your products are safe, legal, and compliant with regulations requires you to stay on top of changing news or changing events. Those news alerts I mentioned a minute ago, I recommend those for here as well. Next up, get approval. Some categories require approval. Additional listing limitations may apply for certain products, either at the ASIN, the brand, or even the subcategory level. Next up, know your ingredients. It's a good idea to know what's going in your products. If you're selling in categories that are topical, like lotions or creams, or intended to be ingested, like supplements or vitamins, make sure that you check the ingredients before listing, especially in a new country. Make sure that chemicals or additives are not restricted for sale in the market where you're listing your products. I use this example a lot when I'm interviewing or talking to people about restricted products. But sunscreen is a really interesting idea because in some places, sunscreen is completely allowed, no problem. In other areas, it's restricted because they want to protect the beaches from certain chemicals. In some countries, they might require special labeling. Other countries, they're banned outright. So don't take chances with your business. If you're unsure, get advice from counsel and a qualified legal professional. Amazon policies serve as a great resource to understand restrictions, but you're responsible for ensuring that your products comply with all applicable laws, even if the product is not explicitly mentioned in our policies. And as always, keep copies of invoices, authorizations, approvals, and records.
Let's talk about reviews. Customer reviews are an integral part of the customer shopping experience on Amazon stores. Customers use these reviews to learn more about your product, assess whether it fits their needs, and make an informed purchase decision. Customer reviews also help you understand the customer sentiment about your products. For example, what features or aspects of the product do customers like, and what areas need improvements? Reviews also help you provide with the ideas on how to improve your products or even their descriptions. In order for customer reviews to continue to provide these benefits to customers and sellers, they must remain a true and authentic reflection of customers' experiences with your products. As for the tips, first, check the Amazon Seller Code of Conduct policy. You may not attempt to influence or inflate customers' ratings, feedback, or reviews. Ensure all employees understand this policy. Any employee that is not adequately trained can open your account health to risk. Extend that same scrutiny to third-party contractors or external partners. Anything third parties do on your behalf can also put your account at risk. You must understand who you are doing business with, how they're operating, and whether they're compliant with policy. Now I'll pass you back over to Brian to talk to you about how to get support from our team when you need it.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and thanks, Josh. And thanks, everybody, for taking ownership in the initiative to join us again today. I created Account Health Support Team in 2017 to help sellers like you avoid imminent risk of account deactivation. Since then, my team has grown significantly, and today they help sellers just like you address all kinds of account health-related concerns. We routinely help you by explaining the policy and the performance guidelines, answer questions you have about your account health or account health rating, help you remediate policy violations, and we provide coaching and support tailored to your business needs around account health. In 2022, we expanded our reach to provide 100% of professional sellers with the ability to request a call from an account health support team 7 days a week. That means every one of you with a professional account can reach our team when you need it with anything that we've talked about today and more. To put the scope of our support in context, this year we've helped over 415,000 sellers manage and improve their account health in over 23 languages in 21 stores around the world. We're invested in making sure you have access to the support when and where you need it. So let's show you how to contact Account Health Support. As you can see on the screen, in the upper right-hand corner of your account health page, there's a little box that states Need Help, and within it, a little box that displays Call Me Now or Contact Us. In addition to expanding this feature to 100% of professional sellers worldwide on your desktop account health page, we also expanded this experience to the mobile app directly in the Amazon Seller app. In the app, if you tap the hamburger menu or the button that has 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, then tap Performance, you'll see your mobile account health page. At the top of that page, you'll see a blue Call Me Now text at the top of the screen. When you tap that, it opens up the mobile Call Me Now experience that works just like the desktop version. So you can connect to my team even if you're not able to be in front of your desktop computer. After you click the Call Me Now or Contact Us, you'll be routed to a second screen that prompts you for information about your issue. On this screen, you'll enter a short description and some additional details to help our specialists understand your issue. You'll also need to enter your phone number and the country you're dialing from so we can get the country code correct to contact you. After that, enter the CAPTCHA for security and hit the blue Call Me Now button. You'll receive a call immediately after you press that button, and shortly thereafter, be connected with the next available account health specialist. Please note that some VPNs and/or browser extensions might interfere, and some countries or telecom companies may have services that block numbers. So if you don't receive a call after clicking the Call Me Now button, check your settings. We've covered a lot of content today. If there's anything that you've taken away from this session, I hope the following takeaways about account health rating stick. The account health rating lets you know your account's risk of deactivation for a particular store. You gain points as you successfully fulfill orders. You lose points when policy violations are detected, but you recover those lost points when you successfully appeal or dispute those violations. And finally, we encourage you to address violations as they arise to maintain a good account health. So to stay on top of policies, we would encourage you to review policies before listing products and to set alerts to stay on top of updates and changes to regulations. It's ideal to create your own content, but if you use somebody else's content, make sure you have permission. Get those permissions in writing and keep records. Records are also able to, all safety documentation and contracts and certifications apply to all record keeping. Double check your listing details to make sure all the descriptions and information are accurate. And lastly, remember that account health support is here to help you. We're just a few clicks away. Your feedback is important to us, and we listen to seller feedback. I hope it's been evident throughout the discussion just how much we appreciate all the feedback and suggestions that we get. So we wanted to say thank you, and we're excited to hear about what we can do better and how we can improve upon your experience as a seller. To share your feedback on a specific page or functionality within those pages, each page in Seller Central has a little feedback tab in the bottom left corner. We also encourage you to share your feedback on anything account health related with us anytime by visiting the account health section of the Amazon Seller Forums to engage with us there. In addition to joining conversations with other sellers like you, we have a dedicated team of account health specialists that monitor and respond to posts in seller forums. Again, I want to say thank you for joining us today to learn more about how to avoid disruptions and maintaining a great account health. We really appreciate your time today, and to provide feedback to us so we can gain insights and experience, we encourage you to use the QR code that's on the screen. And you can earn points to climb the leaderboard for this year's Accelerate program. So select the survey from the panel on the right-hand side.